and welcome. This is Sports Tonight. We're broadcasting live from Channels TV Sports Center in Lagos, Nigeria. It's good to have you join us talk sports. I'm Austin Ukonakpan on the show tonight. What's going on right there at the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt will get our attention. It's the 32nd edition. The best of countries playing football in Africa are right there. The Super Eagles of Nigeria, they won their first match. They're a little bit nervy, but Coach Gennaro believes his team will get better in their second match against Guinea on Wednesday. We'll take a look at what's going down right there at the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. I watched that match that just ended between Tunisia and Angola. It was a good show of African football. The Angolans, they kept fighting after going down by a single goal. They kept fighting and they got the equalizer. And that tells you that there are no small teams anymore in African football. We're monitoring what's going on right there at the Africa Cup of Nations, Mauritania and Mali. That clash has just started just in the first minute. But today, the Côte d'Ivoire defeated South Africa. So we're getting to see and getting into the proper tempo for the Cup of Nations. We'll talk about it big time on the show tonight. Major talking points after seeing the opening matches of those so-called top teams. Are you impressed? Morocco, they had to dig deep to beat Namibia. You saw that it wasn't so easy for Egypt against Zimbabwe. Senegal, well, to an extent, Tanzania did their part, but Senegal were better. They won by 2-0. So we're going to take a look at the performance of the top teams. I've got an analyst that is an expert with video statistics when it comes to football. He's standing by at our Abuja studio. We'll break down the talking points from the Africa Cup of Nations. So walk with us on this journey. It's not just football that I'll be talking about on the show tonight. I'll also let you know what went down at the Africa Beach Games. Nigeria beginning to show that we can play beach volleyball. 7 medals, 1 gold, 2 silver, and 4 bronze medals. The Volleyball Federation, they're looking at it and they're saying, look, there are signs that we can get better. But overall, beach volleyball in Africa is getting better. It was the maiden edition right there in Cape Verde, and Team Nigeria was represented. I'll tell you what went down in that one also on the show tonight. The Nigeria Table Tennis Federation, they have announced that there's going to be a Women's Open Championship in Lagos. What's the objective? To get more women to play table tennis in the country. That one will go down June right here in Lagos. So we'll talk about it. June the 27th to the 29th, the first NTTF Women's Open Championship in Lagos. Should also get us talking on the show tonight, talking about other sports that is making rounds in our world of sports. We'll also let you know what's going on right there at the FIFA Women's World Cup. What a story. The video assistant referee still gaining prominence at that competition. It's all over for the Super Falcons, but we're hearing some stories that we try to verify what's really going on with the Super Falcons and the issue of bonuses and allowance after crashing out of the Women's World Cup. The Nigeria Football Federation, on their own part, gave a detailed release on all of the monies that they've given to the ladies. So you see, we are monitoring that situation to really know how to talk about it. But we'll tell you what's going on at the FIFA Women's World Cup. Defending champions, the United States of America, they're through to the quarterfinals after beating Spain by 2-1. We're monitoring that match also between Sweden and Canada. It's all about the FIFA Women's World Cup. Should get us talking. Roger Federer defeated David Goffin to win his 10th Harley Open title. Now, Roger Federer is in good form for the Wimbledon Championship, and he's saying, look, I'm looking forward to it. He's 37. Roger Federer is 37, and he's still showing us good form. Another good story is Andy Murray. We might just be seeing Andy Murray once again. He made a good return at the last championship he featured, and we'll listen to him talk tonight on the program. So tennis will get our attention, football will get our attention, volleyball, and of course table tennis. This is about the outlook of the show. Sports Tonight on your award-winning, sports-loving channels television. Look, wherever you are in the world, I don't care what you're doing right now. Look, let's have some fun talking sports. So talk to us. You can be part of the show. And I want to know where you're watching Channels Television from. Let's play for the love of the game. You can talk to us on Twitter, Channels_sports, Facebook, Channels-sports. You can send us an email, sportstonight@channelstv.com. Are you following what's going on at the African Cup of Nations? You now say that there are no small teams anymore in African football. The big boys They are winning their first matches, but they are working so hard for it. No pushovers anymore. We will talk about the Africa Cup of Nations tonight. I'll tell you what's going on at the FIFA Women's World Cup. I'll tell you what went down in the round of 16 of the W.Cup. We now have our quarterfinal fixtures. What a story. Smart City of Lagos, giant killers. They are not smiling. Look, this is a team before the W.Cup. I can be there. A lot of persons don't know this club. They told Aimba, the big Aimba, the people's elephants, told elephants, go back to your jungle. We want to play in the W.Cup. They defeated Shooting Stars of Ibadan in the round of 16 and now in the quarterfinals. What a story. Smart City of Lagos, they are telling us. Let's see this fairy tale. Let's see how far they can go with it. We'll talk about the W.Cup on the show tonight also. I told you we'll talk about tennis as we get ready for the Wimbledon Championship. And of course, every other thing that is going down in our world of sports. Talk to us. Twitter, channels_sports. Facebook, channels-sports. So send us an email to sportstonight@channelstv.com. Our top stories can be viewed on our website, channelstv.com, and on YouTube/channelsweb. Log on to m.channelstv.com. Download the Channels TV app for any of those devices that you see right there, and you'll be part of the program. So much is going down in our world of sports. Walk with us on this journey, Sports Tonight, on your award-winning, sports-loving Channels Television. Are you having fun? Yeah? Okay. Let's have some more fun on the show tonight. Toby Adepoju is with us in the studio. And Toby, it's good to have you on Sports Tonight.
Yeah, excited to be here. The continent is really buzzing with the AFCON games. Really tough start for the so-called big teams. I mean, we're really getting into the 24-team format, and I think it has been interesting so far with 24-team format. Everyone thought it's going to be easy for the big boys, and really excited to see the so-called minnows fighting very hard. Mixed feeling for us as Nigerians. Super Eagles won. Falcons got knocked out. Everyone thought they could got a chance against Germany, but I mean it wasn't that a very good story for them. They're back in the country. I think a couple of minutes ago, and Super Eagles are still in there in Egypt, and we'll see how far it goes. But it's really exciting with the AFCON game so far.
So that's it. The African Cup of Nations, we get our attention big time on the show tonight. We're monitoring that match between Mali and Mauritania. So walk with us. We'll give you live updates on the show tonight. Let's begin the show. Let me let you know what went down at the maiden edition of the Africa Beach Games. That's what it's called. Beach volleyball went down. Team Nigeria defeated Mauritius in their last game to finish 5th on the overall table. Nigeria beat Mauritius 2-0, 21-17, 21-12. Actually, I said it finished 5th at the inaugural Africa Beach Games in Cape Verde. The Nigerian team, they were so close in their first to 8th elimination game. They lost to Kenya 2-0 to end that one. The head coach of the team, Francis Umodu, he says, look, we don't get to talk about beach volleyball in our country, but now we begin to talk about it. So he was full of praise for Issa Laju and Tochukwu Noruga. I've seen that they showed good quality at the first ever beach games. And you know that we keep talking about it. Exposure is very important. So now we know Issa Laju and Tochukwu. The coach is proud of what they did. And for Coach Imodu, he says, look, it's not even about Nigeria's performance at the competition. Beach volleyball is getting bigger and better in Africa and wants the Confederation of African Beach Volleyball to do so much more to raise the standards. Now, after the competition, Nigeria, I told you, placed 5th. They got 1 gold medal, 2 silver, and 4 bronze medals to actually finish 5th at the competition, beach volleyball. So let's come back and see what the Federation can do. And reacting to the performance, the president of the Nigeria Volleyball Federation, Musa Nimrod, says the players should not be discouraged that they did so well. Now it's up to the Federation to see ways that they can consolidate on that performance. So if you can win 1 gold medal in Cape Verde, the next competition you aim for 2, 3. If you win 2 silver medals, you try and convert them to gold medals, and then the bronze you convert to silver. So let's hope that the Federation will not get to sleep as regards beach volleyball and its development in the country. I like that one. Let's bring it back now. Talk about table tennis. That is very popular in Nigeria. Aaron Quadri is doing so well in the sport. Funke Oshonaike is a legend when you talk about women's table tennis. There's also Edem Ofyon. She's doing so well. Cecilia Otu Akpan is also doing so well. If you want to go back in the day, Cecilia Arinye also played very good table tennis. Bosse Kafo. So the federation now looked at it and said, we used to have top-class female table tennis players. Why don't we have again? So in a bid to raise the standard of female table tennis players, the Nigeria Table Tennis Federation announced that they're going to put together a women's single championship. Beautiful, just for the women. They want to watch them closely and see how they can develop talent. When will it take place? June the 27th till the 29th. Put it down if you love table tennis. June the 27th till the 29th. Where? In Lagos. Where precisely? Molade Okoya Thomas, all of the Testing Balogun Stadium. These ladies will come out to play table tennis. What's the objective? To raise the standard of female players. The tournament will also serve as selection of team for major competitions expected to take place, I told you, June 27th to 29th. Right here in Lagos. So it's a very good one. We will continue to monitor it. 6 million naira at stake as prize money. So they are not just going there to play. They're going to share all the ladies and the winners, the different winners in different categories. They have 6 million naira to share at the competition. So that's a beautiful one. Shout out to the Nigeria Table Tennis Federation. Let's see what will come out of that one, because yes, the women, they need to be given that attention so they can also be competitive. We need to replace Olufunke Oshonaike. She has done a bit, and very soon she's going to retire. I think she's about 43, 44, and she's still playing. So let's discover more talents. I like that one. Let's go now. Talk about the 2019 FIFA Women's World Cup. It's all over for the Super Falcons of Nigeria. In the round of 16, they lost to Germany by 3-0. But before that one, it was a long, long wait to see if they will actually get into the round of 16 as one of the best losers. They did, thanks to Thailand. Thailand, for me, Toby, was the team of the tournament. Yeah. After losing 13-0 in their first match, the USA lost again to Sweden. They said no, against Chile, they were going to reduce it. And I think they showed good character.
Yeah, really surprising. I thought they would concede close to 5 goals in that one. I mean, they showed up with a great mindset. I mean, as if they have this love for Nigeria and this one. But I think it was not about Nigeria. It was all about a team that want to show
pride,
pride, and also leave the tournament with a lot of respect. You don't want to come to the tournament and you're leaving with a basket of goals after the goals you've considered, in the first 2 games. And I mean, they really did well in the 3rd game. They fought very hard. They could have, got into the score sheet also, did very amazingly well. For everything they were doing was in favor of Super Falcons. Good for Super Falcons in that one. But I mean, it was really good to see Thailand, fight very hard in that game. Especially the fact that they've lost the first 2 games and they came up with a different character in the 3rd game. They never give up, and I think that would bring a lot of positive mindset to them. I think they will take it from there, and then maybe in the next 4, 8, 16 years we will see a better Thailand at the Women's World Cup.
So let's focus with the Super Falcons now. Did they give you the sort of performance you wanted against Germany?
Not really. Like I said earlier, I thought Germany hasn't played the best of football before the round of 16 game. I thought Super Falcons could have done better. I thought they have a chance. So
if you can hold France till the 80th minute,
why
and France has been a better team at the tournament. So against Germany, I was saying no. 90 minutes, it should still be goalless, and they'll push it to penalties.
Even I mean, like I said, everyone thought they've got a chance. I also felt they've got a good chance against Germany. Started well in the first 10 minutes, tried to put some stuff together in the final third, but I mean, they lost it. Considered a very dangerous penalty. The 2 goals from the set pieces, and I mean, it was a very disappointing performance, so to speak. And I think I'm a bit disappointed. Everyone felt disappointed to lose to Germany in such a manner after that great performance, against France, and then what they did against Korea. But it wasn't good for them to leave the tournament in such poor performance. I just hope we can translate this into positive situation going forward for us.
I wanted more fight.
Yep.
That's what I wanted from the team. If you want to even lose that match,
No, yep.
No, not
3-0 was unacceptable.
But we can also understand, Toby, maybe they were missing Asisa Toshoala. They were also missing Rita Chikwelu. Iberi was also not in that one.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a complete team.
Yeah, maybe, but also you agree that I think the girls that came on, showed a bit of quality. Rashida did well in the second half. Uche Kalu, maybe inexperience caught up with her at some point. You're right. I think you're right. Yeah. Asisa was a very big influence in this team, even though it wasn't the very best performance for Asisa. Also been wasteful in a couple of games. Could have been better for him in this tournament. Should have scored more than one goal in this tournament. Like you said, also Rita come with a lot of experience at the middle of the park, and Iberi got red carded. Maybe, but that wasn't enough excuse to consider.
Yeah, that was just trying to balance it, so you don't look like you just come out. And I also needed more from Desire Paranozie also. So
not really a good tournament for him as a captain. As a captain, as a leader of the team, you need to do more. You need to work extra more. You need to give more than 100% as a captain of the team. In that game, I think you got a chance. Rashida, breakthrough in the box, and Desire was a distance away from the final touch, and that could have been a very good chance for us to get into that game against Germany. But for me, as Desire as a captain, she could have do more in this tournament. I don't think Desire gave his best. This could have been Desire maybe one of the best tournaments she doesn't want to remember.
She plays in France. She was looking forward to it. I think also being the leader also sometimes comes with some sort of pressure. It didn't show, just that you expect and we know Desire Paranozie when she's in top form. Final debates to be. Everyone has now come up. Nigerian football fans. Oh, now we have a foreign coach. Now we have a foreign coach now. And so with this foreign technical crew led by Thomas Dennerby, we seen changes in the Super Falcons?
Austin, I think so. I think there are a bit of changes. Like you mentioned earlier, France game was tactical. They showed a bit of technical input, and also I've been privileged to what the NB has done, behind the scene, apart from also on the pitch, video analyst, small assistant, tactical classes for these players, even a one-on-one situation with them, show them previous games, situation in the next game. So you could agree that the NB has really done well in this team. Yes, maybe not the very best of performance at the World Cup, but I think there's progress. And if you look at where we're coming from, a couple of years, about 1 year and 6 months, we didn't have games, struggle at the AFCON, we won, at the WAF also with the home-based players, it did well. I think there's a bit of progress. I don't think we should, rush in and start judging him. I think there was a bit of progress with this team. I think I would say a team that play with discipline and tactical side that can improve. But Dennerby could have offered more. They could have done better than this. But I still believe we should still stick with him and see what we will do with the team for the Olympics.
Okay. That's one out of millions of Nigerian football fans we're talking about. Let's just run through some of the results today at the FIFA Women's World Cup. The United States of America, they are still powering on. They are defending champions. Today they defeated Spain 2-1. The lawsuit in America, where they're contesting gender equality, they said that they win more than the men, and the men get more money. So they took that case to court, and now the U.S. Soccer Federation said they are going to mediate on it. But the girls said, no, why are they bringing this up now when we are playing a major competition? We don't care. We're staying focused, and they did just that against Spain today. Let's see what is going to happen in that lawsuit, and of course, their quest to defend their title at the FIFA Women's World Cup. Let's go on this break. When we come back, we'll get into the Africa Cup of Nations. There's so much to talk about, so don't go anywhere. Stay. So that's it. Time to talk about the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. Opening day win for the host, Egypt. They had to dig deep to beat Zimbabwe. The Super Eagles of Nigeria, at some point, it was so nervy that some people are already thinking to end goalless, or Johnny Gallo to the rescue. By the way, sweet pass by Ola. I know the Super Eagles won by a single goal. They will take on Guinea on Wednesday. We want to take a look at some of the statistics from the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. What got you talking, particularly after seeing some of the opening day matches from the top teams. Let's go to our studio in Abuja. Tofet Towabola. He is a video statistics analyst, and he's been working for some time now with the Super Eagles and following African football. Let's go to Abuja studio. Tofet is about to talk to us as regards everything that we've seen so far at the Africa Cup of Nations. Tofet Towabola, good evening. Welcome to Sports Tonight.
Yeah, hello, Austin. Good evening.
Awesome. Good to have you right there in Abuja. Let me begin this way. Have you been impressed with the quality of play at the 2019 African Cup of Nations?
To be honest, it's a bit early in the tournament, but obviously I'm not too happy with what I've seen in the first game. I think we could play better as well, but it's too early to suggest that we're not playing well.
Okay, let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria before I get on to other teams. Against Burundi, was it the sort of team you expected Coach General to file out as a starting 11?
Obviously, it surprised me. I'm sure it surprised a lot of Nigerians as well. He's the head coach, and obviously he knows his team. But you know, all due respect, Burundi are the lowest ranked team in the tournament. And we really should be going at that game and trying to score a lot of goals. We should not be struggling against them to start with. I think he selected the wrong squad. Obviously, I heard about the situation about the flu and the illness of some players and all that, but I think he was trying to change his team. He was trying to bring in a lot of young players, trying to blend them with obviously the old players. But I think he needs to be more focused on stabilizing the team and using the same team he knows how to use and bringing in younger players slowly, because we can't be struggling against Burundi when we should be right now ready. It's 6 games to go, and we really need to be firing in all cylinders at the moment, I think, in my opinion.
It's Guinea on Wednesday, and it's going to get physical. This is African football. It's a test of might. You think the Super Eagles, this team that you've seen, can they really show that level of physicality that is expected against Guinea on Wednesday?
Yeah, Austin, don't get me wrong. You know, the Super Eagles of Nigeria is a big brand. It's a big team. The players that we have are really quality players. And I know some of them personally as well. They don't want to go out there to lose. They're very patriotic about the country. They're focused, you know, and I think normally the players on their own, you know, man for man, they're going to work hard on that pitch. They're not going to go out there and give, you know, 50%. They're going to give 200%, you know. My fear is just about the coach, if he knows how to blend the team together, if he knows the best team to play. Because normally the players have to know each other and play very well with each other, and they need to have a good sync. Some players play well with each other and some players don't. So I think we're going to fight against Guinea. I think we're going to win the match. I think we have the players to win the match. I hope that the coach does the normal thing and puts the normal squad out there. And I trust him anyway. He's been balancing the team. And my opinion is that he's come in as a coach. He's been able to get us to qualify for Nations Cups. We've not qualified for a long time. We missed out in 2 tournaments. But now that's past, right? Nigeria should be going to tournaments and blazing teams. 1, 2, 3, 4 goals. If you watch the Senegalese team, you see Mane wasn't playing, but you could see like every single attack was an attacking entry and they were trying to score goals. And you could tell that this team is an intent. And you can tell that they're a threat in the team. But we can't be coming here on our first game against the worst team, all due respect, and then trying to figure out ourselves. I think that's just bad preparation by the coach.
Now you make a lot of football fans worried. Let's talk some more about that match against Guinea. Being the coach, Tofa, will you play Wilfred Ndidi, John Obi Mikel, and Ogenekaro Etebo? Will you play the 3 of them at once in a match?
I'm not a coach, obviously. I'm a professional analyst, but I think that's a very defensive midfield. I think Gennett Rowe is very pragmatic. I see he's trying to create space for Obi Mikel, and in all due respect, I love the man. You know, he's a patriotic Nigerian. He's been there so many times. His experience is very important for the team. But I think it's time to try to use a more younger midfield. I think there's no creativity in the national team when Obi Mikel is playing, especially if he's playing in the number 10 position. I think we have 2 options with this. It's not too hard. Either play him in the defensive role with Ndidi and then play either Etebo or Iwobi as a 10, or maybe he could just come from the bench and you could just play Ndidi, Etebo, and Alex Iwobi up top. And 20 minutes to go, we're winning the game, everything is good. We have the legend of John Obi Mikel coming in to hold the ball. The fans are shouting his name. that's the legacy that we should be giving out John Obi Mikel, because it's physical, this tournament. I'm not saying physically he can handle the pressure, but we need players to be able to close down the defense. Ogbonna Karatebo is a good player, and he closes down, you know, he marks from the front. Alex Iwobi can come down as well, and we all know Wilfred Ndidi, you know, he had the most tackles in the Premier League last season, and I think he's a world-class player. So we have good players, and we just need to do the normal thing. We don't need to accommodate big names, and I think every time there's different players that can help the national team. And I think John Obi Mikel still has a lot of things to give to the national team, even from the bench, coming in 20 minutes to go. But I think Ndidi, Etebo, Iwobi, that's a strong midfield. We need to build on that. And there are a lot of players who could replace them as well. And that would create more space for, you know, our better wingers to come and play, like Ahmed Musa and Henry Onyekuru, Samuel Moses. We can have more attacking fluency. Like, if you've seen that game, when Ahmed Musa came on, you could see there's more attacking, there's more things going on, and he had more direct passes and all that. So I think we should just do the normal thing, and I think the coach knows what he needs to do.
That's right. That's right. It's getting out of the box. We can only just talk as analysts, and I think I'll keep that one that you just said. Let's talk about some of the new things that will be introduced at this Africa Cup of Nations. The video assistant referee. At the Women's World Cup, that's the big boy right there. The VAR taking all the shine. What's your take of introducing the video assistant referee from the quarterfinal stage?
Yeah, I think the VAR is important. I think you don't want to rob a nation, especially when this is the countries, this is nation. There's a lot of passion when it goes into the country football. I think you don't want to rob a country of like victories and goals and penalties and all that. But I think the VAR has come into question, you know, worldwide. Still, we could see, like everyone thinks they're analyst anyway, and we could see that it's a penalty, it's a goal, it's not a goal. But I think the VAR should be something that they should have a very good team on the panel to be able to advise the referee properly, because if we don't use it properly, I think the referees could still make mistakes with using the VAR, and it's still debatable. I mean, we could watch videos, we could see the difference between a tackle, a penalty, and not, but still the referee still has to make a decision if it's still a 50-50. And it's going to be very interesting to see this in African football from the quarterfinals.
From the quarterfinals, but a lot of fans have argued that it should have started with the competition so that it gets into it. But that's not even where I'm going. As the VAR being a blessing to football.
Do you know, Austin, I think, obviously, I'm here talking about my personal opinion. Some great decisions have come out from the VAR, obviously, recalled some things that were not. But generally, it's bringing a bit more controversy as well, because it's stopping the game, it's stopping the flow of the game, it's stopping the passion. Hey, when I was growing up, I'm still young, but I used to love the thrill about, the referee's decisions, and the referee has to make split decisions, and the game goes on and all that. But now they stop the game. It's becoming more like maybe American football or something, and they're stopping the game, and we're going to check the VAR and whatnot. I think, and it also makes the players wary that if there's any argument, they could try to force the referee, like we see in a lot of European leagues, and then the referee would have to go to check the VAR. So it's something where it's creating more chaos. It's exciting, but I think FIFA and the world football, they have to look at something a bit slightly more better than this. But it's still a good thing. But there is a better level ahead of VAR, I think, in my opinion.
I agree. Before I let you go, let's go back to the play on the pitch at the Africa Cup of Nations. You said against Burundi, Nigeria should be guns blazing, scoring 1, 2, 3, or even 4. Egypt struggled to an extent against Zimbabwe. Morocco struggled against Namibia. Even today, Tunisia couldn't beat Mauritania. We haven't really seen goals at this competition. Is it a testament that African football is getting competitive?
Yeah, Austin, surely I totally agree with you. It's not easy. Obviously, we can come here and we could slag and say that Burundi, they're a small team, they're the lowest ranked team, which is scoring a lot of goals. But the thing is, we analysts, we just come and we just speak, and sometimes we're a bit controversial and we're giving you statistics. And statistics is not really football. You know, when I did my course in the University of Liverpool, obviously they eventually, after the course, they told us that we can't base everything on statistics eventually. I think that the issue is that, as I said to you, Senegal won their game 2-0. But you could see the team, you could see the way they were playing. You could see every single attack was a possible goal, right? It's a big difference. So when Nigeria played Burundi, we were not getting our passes right. We're not getting shots on target. We're not getting things going on. We did have a lot of shots. We had about 14 shots in the match, but there was just something wrong. We just know we're not clicking properly, and it was somewhere where we started getting frustrated against Burundi. So I'm not saying that we should be winning all the games. I mean, I could just sit here speaking about the boys. I mean, they're working hard out there, and obviously the coach is working hard as well. I'm sure he wants the best for the nation. I'm just more like, at least we should be doing everything right, and we should be creating chances for ourselves. And if the smaller teams work hard and stop us, then we know at least we gave all our best and we were fine, all guns blazing, and we had the best players on the pitch at every time in the match. That's what I meant.
So fair. At the end of this competition, if CAF or African football is to boast of a legacy, what would you like to see at this Africa Cup of Nations?
That's a tough one. I would like to see that the tournament goes through, with no grave, arguments about, who wins and everything. But the safety of the safety of the people who have traveled as well should be something that they will be looking to get at. I'd like to see Mino win the tournament, obviously, if Nigeria don't get it as well. Yeah, I think a well-organized tournament will be something that CAF could look to say, yes, we've organized this tournament and it's good. And African football is growing. A lot of young players going out, a lot of young French players from Senegal, from Nigeria, going out worldwide playing football. So I think African players are very important in European teams, and they know the difference between African players and players who are not African. So I see African football going high places in the future.
That's the hope. Thank you so much, Tofe, for your time. We'll get you talking again as the competition progresses right there in Egypt. Thank you so much. So that's it. Tofe Towabola is a video statistics analyst, and he's been talking to us about the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. But you see, Tofe was being careful also, because he had to go back to school to remember that, because you analysts, you just know, you bring a statistics. He doesn't play football.
Yeah, Star doesn't play football, but I agree with him to some extent. There's still minnows in football. The reason why you see there's no minnows is because the giants are sleeping. If, in that game, we got to set up right. Maybe the formation, like you said, a bit sluggish in the midfield. We got it right from the second half with, actually got it with his, sub Igalo. Musa had more pace. Igalo came with experience. We could have scored more than one goal. Yes, Egypt struggled against Zimbabwe. Tunisia could not beat Angola today. Yeah, Senegal against Tanzania, the show class. Maybe Tanzania a little bit of, low class.
Also showed too much respect.
Yeah, to them.
Senegal,
but, I mean, I know it is not easy. Burundi came up with a lot of big fights, and it is expected in your first game. The reason why I didn't really, put too much pressure on Super Eagles, it was the first game.
I remember, Coach Ross said it.
Yes.
Remember, he said,
your first game is very important.
Difficult,
and you look at the start, we've not won our first game in our last 3-4 AFCON. So we won this one 3 points for us against Guinea. They scored 2 goals. In the last game, it will be more difficult. Then, the way Super Eagles usually come with the tournament, struggle in 1 or 2 games, and they get better from the next game. But, I mean, it's very important to get very back and big against Guinea. And like at first said, I want to agree with him. The setup of Generator is very important. Very, very important going to that game against Guinea.
Very, very important. And that's why I've been asking a question about the midfielders, because that's the heart.
That is the way,
that's where everything happens.
Austin, here is the truth of the matter is, with due respect to make a patriotic, good leader. We saw him in Uyo. He came back to the team with a different atmosphere. And then Mikel is around. You could feel it that there's
he's got charisma.
I mean, he got a charisma to lead the team. If General really want to accommodate Mikel, the only option is to play a table on the bench. We can at this Nations Cup, Austin, we can get those goals with Ndidi, Etebo, and Mikel at the middle of the park. It is either Etebo is starting from the bench or Mikel is starting from the bench. But however, against Guinea, let's do it. Mikel on the bench, Etebo starting with Iwobi and Ndidi. Then Mikel, came on the bench to bring a bit of stability also. Or however, Mikel start, Etebo comes in. But with these 3 guys, I think it will be a bit sluggish, and it will be very difficult for the front 3 to get goals.
I don't know. Just maybe the coach will just John will be making you a big boy. Maybe John rove, and leave offensive to a table while Ndidi just stays right there. But we also know that Ndidi also likes going forward. So,
Austin, even if you play a table in the offensive role, I think we will still struggle a bit, because a table too much energy. They want to come back and help the back four. They want to defend. They want to try to win the ball. I mean, it will be difficult. Here, the truth of the matter is, Etebo and Mikel cannot play at the same time. Although, indeed, they will start, show the back four. But they need a creative spark at the middle part, which you need to bring Iwobi to play from the middle. Iwobi, yes, for the flank, played well, but he's going to be better at the middle of the park. Then, will accommodate the likes of Musa, Simon, Kalu is fit also now on the flanks. I think General Tro need to think this very deep. And I also want to believe that General Tro is having a very big mindset going to this tournament. You look at the sub; it was quick to take Mikel off. Introduce Igalo. Musa came on. So I also believe if Mikel, Ndidi, and Etebo will not work against Guinea, General Tro will do one of them and start the Wobby from the middle of the park.
So let's see. That's why we say it's a team with quality players. So it's got the luxury to, make changes, read it tactically, and let's see what they'll give against Guinea on Wednesday. I know Nigerian football fans. They'll say, okay, first game, Burundi. Okay.
But I don't think, like you mentioned something very key. I think Guinea will be more physical.
Yeah, they will be.
And for his side, has scored 2 goals in the first game. Yeah, they considered 2 goals, another advantage for us. I think they'll be more physical. And I think Super Eagles looks like a team that might struggle when they play up when they get a very physical team. I think that was what Burundi did. Yeah. Burundi was very physical in the middle of the park, and they showed they got possession, tried to be dangerous in the final third. But I think our guys will rise up and compete very well.
It will be a different approach. They're monitoring it. Let's see how that goes. We're taking a look at the 2019 African Cup of Nations. The Super Eagles will be busy again on Wednesday. But at the moment, it's Mali taking on Mauritania. We'll go on this quick break. When we come back, I'll tell you what's going on in that match. And I'll also tell you what went down in the round of 16 at the 2019 ITO Cup. Don't go anywhere. Stay. Welcome back, Sports Tonight on Channels Television. We're taking a look at the 2019 Africa Cup of Nations. Let's just run through some of the results already concluded at the competition, but it's now Mali 1, Mauritania 0. Earlier, we told you Tunisia, they couldn't beat Angola. They were going there, but Angola, no. Angola kept pushing, and in the 73rd minute, they got that equalizer. Let's run through the results once again from Sunday till today. Morocco 1, Namibia 0, Senegal 2, Tanzania 0, Algeria defeated Kenya 2-0 also. Cote d'Ivoire beat South Africa by a single goal. Tunisia and Angola played 1-1, and at the moment, it's Mali 1, Mauritania 0. That match is in its 44th minute, should be halftime any moment from now. So, Toby, as you can see, we've not really seen goals at the competition, except for Senegal and Algeria that has got 2.
Yeah, the goals will come, at these early stages. First 2 games, teams will like to show up, but I still think those minnows, with due respect to them, will still be separated from the big boys. I think the last time we had, I think it was the last 2 editions, we had about almost 99 goals at the AFCON. So, but I still think the goals will come.
Okay, let's see from the second round of matches if we're going to start seeing goals. Let's run through the round of 16 results from the ITO Cup before we wrap up the show. Warri Wolves lost to Rivers United 2-0. Smart City and 3SC played goalless.
Why are you telling me this?
I know, I have to say it, Toby. But what a story. Smart City, they are saying. Yeah. They won 5-3 on penalties, giant killers. They're not smiling, they're not respecting anything. Yep. Watch them close.
Yeah, scored 3 goals against Yimba, the MPFA champions from Lagos. Really impressed the non-league side. Impressive performance from them. When they faced up against Shooting Stars, I thought, yes, they knocked out Himba. I thought 3SC could do better, but Smart City looks very great in this tournament.
Yeah. Also, Bendel Insurance still powers on. They played 1-1 with El Kanemi and went on to win 5-4 on penalties. Sinosho and Niger Tornadoes played 2-2, but Tornadoes went on to win 3-2 on penalties. Tomorrow on the show, I'll give you the quarterfinal fixtures of the 2019 ITO Cup. That's about the show for tonight. Thank you so much, Toby, for stopping by.
Good to be here. Looking forward to Wednesday again.
That's right. And of course, to you, wherever you're in the world watching us, thank you so much. Keep talking to us on Twitter, channels_sports, Facebook channels, IFN Sports. That's the show for the team. I'm Austin Okonakman. In everything you do, remember, keep talking sports. Bye for now.